Another controversial bill on the House floor this morning, House Bill 675, and it would prohibit gender confirmation medical treatment for anyone under the age of 18. Not only would the bill ban affirmation surgery, it would also ban puberty blockers and hormone treatments that are used to assist in gender transitions. Even if a parent were to give this consent, providing these medications and/or procedures in Idaho, it would be considered child abuse and a felony. Here's Katya Stepovic.
This bill is about protecting children, which is a legitimate state interest. We need to stop sterilizing and mutilating children under the age of 18. This bill is not about adults or adult trans community at all. This is about children.
According to Representative Bruce Skog, author of House Bill 675, in 2019, the legislature unanimously passed Idaho Code 18-1506B, outlawing genital mutilation of a female child and imposing a felony penalty. And today, he's asking that that bill be amended to include boys and girls.
If we do not allow minors to get tattoos, smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol, or sign legal contracts, why would we allow them to make decisions to cut away healthy organs based on their feelings during puberty time? That's wrong. They're not ready for that. The vast majority of gender-confused children, if allowed to go through puberty, outgrow the problem and accept their bodies over time.
But for those that don't come to accept their bodies,
allowing puberty to run its course changes the body in profound and irreversible ways. Let's say you're doing a male to female transition. Whether you do that transition when you're 5'7", or whether you do it when you're 6'3" with giant broad shoulders and an Adam's apple, is really going to impact you for the next 70 years of your life in how successful that transition is.
Take it from Bree Latimer, a Boise State student who knew her true identity from a very early age.
I mean, how old were you when you knew that you were a woman? That's how old I was, too.
She says hormone replacements and puberty blockers changed her life for the better.
Once you go through therapy, you figure out all these different things about yourself, things finally start making sense in hindsight, and then taking that step to starting hormone replacement therapy or puberty blockers. At that point, I feel like you are more sure of your identity than you ever have been in your entire life. I was suffering from anxiety, depression, and starting HRT, it's like, it was like, it just kind of got turned off.
She says it's important to listen to youth transgenders before it's too late.
And when they bring that to their parents and their therapists and their doctors saying, I know who I am now and I want to pursue this path, that's when we really need to listen to them. Because a lot of the times, those kids aren't going to make it to the age of 18 if that's the choice that they want to make.
How do you mean?
They're going to take their own lives, most likely.
We sit around here and we call ourselves pro-life in this body, but if this bill passes, that will most certainly not be true, because a yes vote will be a noose around the neck of kids who want to live, but not like this.
But some lawmakers think this bill could save the youth and their parents from making a decision that they could regret down the road.
So parents don't always make the perfect decisions on behalf of their kids, and this would have been one of those cases. I wouldn't recommend having this kind of a decision. It's a terrible thing to have to go through, and I have a lot of empathy for the families, but at the same time, I also want to express I don't feel kids are cognitively ready to make those kind of decisions.
Now, there are exceptions in this bill that include rare cases of birth defects or chromosomal disorders. But again, those are, well, rare. Those found responsible for violating this bill, if passed, would face a felony charge and can face up to life in prison. Brian.
All right. Well, it's quite the range in the testimony we've heard over the last couple days when it comes to these bills, because as we were talking about, Katya, if this goes forward, a parent who chooses to help their child identify could be charged with child abuse, right? In a state where a parent can choose to marry off their kid at the age of 16 or choose to not seek life-saving medical treatment for their kid based on religion. Here we have Idaho.